Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Blitzball Champ is back for a new video here on the U to the Tube. So, just want to do a little bit of pro wrestling talk. So, today, not only did the New Japan Cup wrap up, but also we had WWE Fastlane as well. So, I kind of wanted to take time to reflect back on both of these events. But yeah, we're gonna start out with the New Japan Cup, and then finish with WWE Fastlane, since that's the most recent thing that came on. So, they had the New Japan Cup semifinals Saturday, and the finals on Sunday. Semifinals was Shingo Takaki and Evil, and then we had Will Ospreay and Dave Finlay. Will Ospreay and Dave Finlay was actually really good. Definitely enjoyed that match. These two definitely gelled well. And honestly, it looked like for a moment Dave Finlay definitely had a shot at winning, but just dealing with the ankle, Will Ospreay working on that ankle throughout the match, just was too much for him and wasn't able to pick up the victory. And Will Ospreay moves on to the finals. But man, for a second there, I was really kind of hoping that Dave Finlay won that match, especially after coming off of defeating Jay White and eliminating him from this tournament. But Will Ospreay was the first to advance to the finals. Oh, actually, the second to advance to the finals. Then you had Evil versus Shingo Takaki, and I have to say, Shingo really overcame a lot in this match. I mean, multiple types of interference, and was able to shell out the victory over Evil. I mean, it was incredible. It was really incredible. But yeah, Shingo looked really, really strong, very resilient, and came down to Shingo versus Will Ospreay in the finals of the New Japan Cup. And of course, they got a chance to exchange some words on that semifinal show, which that's the first time I've actually heard Shingo speak a little bit of English. I thought that was pretty neat. Then came to a few blows from Ospreay, just to kind of hype up the final showdown, which the finals match was earlier today. I got a chance to watch that earlier today. Excellent match. Definitely back and forth. Definitely very, very awesome spot from Will Ospreay to pretty much take a pumping bomber from Shingo, backflip out of it, and then immediately hit him with a Nos cutter. That was incredible. That was incredible. And the thing is, these two are definitely familiar with each other. These two have great chemistry. We have to remember, these two faced each other in the finals of the New Japan Cup, or not New Japan Cup, Best of Super Juniors tournament back in 2019. Because remember, that was when Shingo was undefeated in that tournament until the finals, where he lost to Will Ospreay. But yeah, so these two meeting again definitely didn't disappoint. Although I really, really wish Shingo would have won this, just based on the momentum that he had and just what he's overcome, I really, really thought Shingo would have won this. He was my second pick because I originally thought Jay White was going to win the whole thing, but Shingo, I felt, because Shingo lately has been really, really strong from LIJ, I felt like he had a good chance, especially with the people that he's defeated to get to the finals. So, but Will Ospreay wins the 2021 New Japan Cup. Of course, Kota Ibushi was on commentary and also watching the whole entire match. Will Ospreay invited him in, pretty much talked some smack. But the main thing that Will Ospreay pointed out was that he wanted to be IWGP Heavyweight Champion so badly. That's what matters to him the most, and he would do anything it would take to get it. He wants it more than anything, even wants it more than anyone. And he ends up hitting his girlfriend, Bea Priestley, with an Oz cutter. Wow. And supposedly, she is now no longer part of United Empire. As a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, I believe they have unfollowed each other on Twitter. Which, of course, we know this is kayfabe. But, yeah. Did not see that coming. Did not see that coming. And I know a lot of people have, like, different mixed opinions about that, especially considering, some of the most recent heat that these two have had, especially Will Ospreay. So, I mean, yeah. But definitely a crazy promo at the end of the finals match. And honestly, I don't know, yo. This might be Will Ospreay's time. He just may actually dethrone Kota Ibushi. Because, I mean, we have to remember, this IWGP Heavyweight Championship, Ospreay's never won before. So, he gets the title shot at Sakura Genesis against Kota Ibushi. So, man, this ought to be good. This ought to be really good. Ospreay and Ibushi at Sakura Genesis should be really good. So we expect that to be the main event of Sakura Genesis. So should be good. Should be good. And I believe Sakura Genesis, I think it's April 4th. Yeah, April 4th. So Sunday, April 4th. First Sunday in April is Sakura Genesis. And looking at the schedule, looking at this New Japan schedule, now that the New Japan Cup has concluded, we got Sakura Genesis, that's the next show, next big show coming up. Then we got then they start the road to wrestling Dontaku. They got a wrestling Satsuma no Kuni event. And then in May, beginning of May, is Wrestling Dontaku 2021. And then they got Wrestle Grand Slam. They're doing a Wrestle Grand Slam tour in a couple of different venues in Japan. So that's pretty much what they got for the schedule throughout April and May. I also wanted to note that coming back from injury, Roppongi 3K's YOH. That's right. He made his return. And, of course, Yo suffered a torn ACL a long while back. I believe he was out, July. He was out ever since last July. So, good to see Yo back. Of course, he was partners with Show. They were Roppongi 3K, usually accompanied by Rocky Romero. But Rocky Romero's mainly been in NJPW Strong. So good to see that he's back. And he announced that him and Show want to challenge for the IWGP Junior Tag Team titles, which is currently held by El Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru of Suzuki Gun. So yeah, maybe we'll get a chance to see that. Apparently, he'll be back in action for Sakura Genesis on April 4th. So we could see that tag title match at that show. I think that'd be a nice way for Yo to be able to return and rejoin with Roppongi 3K. So I miss the theme song anyway. So glad to see that Yo is back. It's been a while. It's been a good long while, but glad to see that he's back and Roppongi 3K can reunite. So looking forward to that. As now a couple of weeks will be Sakura Genesis. So yeah, should be good. But that concludes another New Japan Cup. It's a good one. It's a good one. A lot of surprises. Great matchups in that tournament. It was good. It was really good. And now let's look to WWE Fastlane pay-per-view, which just finished watching maybe about 15-20 minutes ago. So started off the pre-show, the kickoff match was actually the United States title match where Riddle defended against Mustafa Ali. And Retribution didn't interfere. It was straight one-on-one, even though Mustafa Ali kept trash talking and kind of looking at the rest of Retribution and boasting. But he ended up getting beat. Took a Bro Derek, an avalanche Bro Derek, and Riddle retained. There was no interference or anything like that. Lost fair and square. Pretty decent kickoff match, but lost fair and square. Ali got upset, started complaining and taking it out on the other members of Retribution. Reckoning walked out. Slapjack walked out. And then he ended up eating a sit-out choke slam at the hands of T-Bar and Mace. So, looks like with that happening, Retribution's officially dead. Or at least, I assume it's dead, unless they're just like, we're going to carry on without the leader. But I think it's safe to say that Retribution is no more. So I wonder what's going to happen going forward. I mean, are they going to return back to their regular identities? Or are they going to continue Retribution just with no Ali? Like, we'll have to see what happens. This kind of reached the boiling point. With Ali just bossing around Retribution, getting so upset, and just always complaining, pitching a fit, looking down on the group. So, I mean, got to the point was enough is enough. And 2 members walked out. The other 2 gave him a sit-out chokeslam and then left. So, yeah. So, I think that's it for Retribution. But that was the kickoff match. Starting off the main card of Fastlane, they opened up with the women's tag team title match Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler defend against, once again, Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. And of course, Nia and Shayna were accompanied by Reginald. Honestly, this match was pointless. Like, I don't even know why this match even existed. I mean, they already had their shot. You know, WrestleMania is only a few weeks away. Think, what, 2 weeks away? Or, yeah, like 2 weeks away, I believe. 2.5 weeks away. But this match was unnecessary. Like, they really need to be focusing on generating heat and build up between Sasha and Bianca. And I just feel like this really wasn't a necessary setup. They could have done this without them having to team up. You know, it just looks dumb. And it's a match that I really wasn't looking forward to because it's like, we've already seen this. Doesn't make sense. We already know what's going to happen, especially being that they're opponents for WrestleMania. So it just seemed pointless. But they had the match. It was okay. I wasn't really into it because it was a match I wasn't interested in. Reginald caused a distraction. Ultimately, when it was all said and done, Shayna got the roll up on Sasha. 1, 2, 3. Shayna and Nia retain. Sasha and Bianca start arguing. Sasha slaps the taste out of Bianca Belair. She doesn't counter. She doesn't answer back. She just was like, okay, I know I got my shot at WrestleMania. It's like that. I got my shot at WrestleMania. I get my revenge. So it just, I don't know. You would think she would have attacked and they could have really started brawling to really generate that heat, but they didn't do that. Bianca just took the slap to the face. Sasha left, and that was it. So that was kind of a lame ending to that. They could have brawled. So I don't know. I felt like that was handled poorly, but it was a waste of a match anyway. Next up, so we were supposed to have Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon, but apparently in a early in the day training session, Shane McMahon, I guess, tweaked his knee or got like a minor knee injury and couldn't go. So Elias, Shane McMahon deemed as his replacement. And I mean, even though it necessarily wasn't a squash, because I mean it lasted for a little bit. But we knew that Elias wasn't going to win that match. Let's just keep it real. So, if anything, Braun Strowman got a free victory on a pay-per-view. He got a free victory on a pay-per-view. That's really how I see it. So, I mean, Jackson Riker tried to interfere, help out Elias. Didn't really work. And just Braun. I mean, there's really nothing to say, but got a free win. We didn't get the match between him and Shane McMahon. Elias was the replacement. Braun got a free win. He didn't really stick around that much after getting the victory. He just got up and left. So, I mean, that's it. That's pretty much it. That's all that really happened. Next up we have the Intercontinental Championship match. Big E defending against Apollo Crews. You know, for the good first half of the match, Big E had the momentum and, was smack talking. And then Apollo got the momentum and then he was smack talking. And they had a really, really badly botched finish with the pin. And it just, there was no announcing of the winner. It just, we could hear the ref say, Big E got the victory, but they didn't even have an announcement because it just, the way the pin went just was botched. It was badly botched. They I guess they tried to readjust so that Apollo's shoulders were down or somewhat, but it was a badly botched finish. And then just right afterwards, I mean, yeah, we heard the bell, so we knew the match was over. But just afterwards, they just went ahead and transitioned into Apollo beating up Big E and pretty much getting, the last laugh. But just this was a badly finished match. And it looked sloppy. It really looked sloppy at the end. I mean, both Big E and Apollo Crews had their chances to get some offense in, smack talk each other, and then botched finish. But I'm sure that rivalry's not over yet. But this match between them at Fastlane was just ugh, and the botched finish didn't help. So I'm sure we'll see this feud continue. And it may eventually lead to Apollo Crews winning the Intercontinental Championship. So, we'll see what happens. Next up, which I believe was the match of the night, Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm really happy that they gave these two a decent amount of time. And it went back and forth. And for a moment, looked like Shinsuke was going to get the victory, but I thought it was pretty neat that Seth Rollins did one of Loki's moves that I normally see Loki do, doing the step over and then the kick to the back of the head. Usually I see Loki do that move, so to see Seth Rollins do that move, I kind of marked out a little bit. But it was after that that led to him doing the stomp to get the 1, 2, 3. But great match between Seth Rollins and Shinsuke Nakamura. Both great wrestlers. And I was just glad that they gave these two a good amount of time. And I honestly felt like this was the best match of the card. No, it wasn't for a title or anything like that, but two great wrestlers, two great athletes going at it. And yeah, I was pleased. I was pleased with this match. It's funny. The match of the night wasn't even a title match for me. That's yeah. But really, really enjoyed this match. Next up we had the no holds barred match between Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. Of course, these two go at it for like the third or fourth time. Wasn't really interested in this match. Drew McIntyre came out with the Braveheart face paint. Oh man. Yeah. Weapons were used. Thunderdome LEDs were destroyed. A piece of the announce table was used. Oh man. I knew Drew was going to win, but I just didn't care about this match because I've seen it enough times. These two face off, beat the mess out of each other. It just got old. Got really old and just really didn't care for it. So I wasn't very hyped for this match. I mean, it was a long, drawn out match, which was expected. It was a no holds barred match. But I mean, wasn't really anything special. It was Drew and Sheamus. So, and of course, they couldn't have Drew go into the WrestleMania showdown with Bobby Lashley coming off of a defeat. So I mean, yeah, having Drew win was the best option. Hit a future shock onto the piece of the announce table, and then got a Claymore. And then yeah, there was a moment that Drew kind of looked sad. I mean, he just defeated his best friend, well, former best friend, I guess, and kind of had a little moment there. But I mean, yeah. Other than that, wasn't really interested in the match. But yeah, Drew wins. Now he can focus on his match at WrestleMania with Bobby Lashley. Next up, we had Alexa Bliss versus Randy Orton. I mean, shenanigans, of course. Randy Orton threw up some more of that black ink mess. Got hit with another fireball. We saw spotlight fixtures almost hit him from above. And we saw the Fiend return. Came from out the ring all charred and burned, or at least that's how they made him look. Hit a Sister Abigail on Randy Orton. Alexa gets the pin, which the ref still counted the 1, 2, 3. Despite the Fiend hitting Randy Orton with Sister Abigail, didn't cause a disqualification. Alexa still got the pin. Last time I checked, this was just a regular match. But yet, the Fiend attacked Randy Orton, hit the Sister Abigail, and the refs still made the 3 count for Alexa. Like, huh? I mean, I expected, I had a feeling the Fiend was going to appear. It made sense to, not wait until um not wait until WrestleMania, but you would think that would be a disqualification and Randy Orton would get the victory, but yeah. Yeah. Weird. Really, really weird. But yeah, Alexa Bliss gets the victory over Randy Orton, despite interference from the Fiend. Blatant interference in the middle of the ring. It's not like the ref didn't see it. The ref won't down. The ref was never down. So yeah, weird. Um, and then the main event was the Universal Championship match. Roman Reigns, accompanied by Paul Heyman, defending against Daniel Bryan, with Edge as the special enforcer. Um, I gotta be honest with y'all. This match was slow. Very, very, very slow paced match. Like, I literally dozed off a few different moments of this match. Literally. It was so slow paced. Like, Roman taking a sweet time, and Daniel Bryan taking a sweet time, and just. It started to pick up a little bit towards the end, with the repeated yes lock attempts and, the striking and all that, but just, oh my god, this was such a slow paced match. Oh, I was so bored. I was so bored. But, there was a moment where Daniel Bryan took out the referee inadvertently. Roman Reigns got a cover. Edge came in to make the count. It was only a 2 count. So, referee was taken down. Edge still has the authority to sub in and make the count, or make the decision as the special enforcer. Um, Daniel Bryan had the yes lock in. First time, Roman Reigns broke out of it. Second time, it really looked like Daniel Bryan had it locked in and that, it was a wrap. And then Jey Uso comes in with a chair, interrupts the submission, super kicks Edge. Daniel Bryan takes out Jey Uso, grabs the chair, hits Jey Uso a few times, and was going to hit Roman Reigns, Roman ducked, and Daniel Bryan inadvertently hit Edge. Then, of course, Daniel Bryan locked in another yes lock. And even though a moment Roman Reigns was tapping, it was a little bit of taps, but it was clearly tapping. Edge came in and broke that up, hit both Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan with chair shots, and then, walked out. New ref comes in, and Roman Reigns crawls over to Daniel Bryan and gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. So you mean to tell me, despite Edge hitting them both with chair shots, that's how you end it? With just Roman, despite taking a chair shot, crawling over to Daniel Bryan and getting the pin, just like that. Disgusting ending to that match. I could see if he had gotten one more super punch or one more spear in, or even the guillotine choke in on Daniel Bryan to seal the deal. But nah, just he got hit with a chair shot from Edge. Daniel Bryan got hit with a chair shot from Edge. They were both down. But nah, Edge left. Roman Reigns crawled right on top of Daniel Bryan. He wasn't dragged over by Jey Uso or anything like that. He just crawled right on over and got the 3 count, just like that. That made no sense whatsoever. They really could have came up with a better ending. But yeah, and that is your Fastlane pay-per-view. And honestly, this was not that good. Like I said, Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke was my pick for best match of the card. A lot of the other matches, the women's tag team title match, Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus, just wasn't interested. Really wasn't hyped or interested in those. So now, all that's left now is WrestleMania. But I do really hope that going forward, no more pay-per-views between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. Just no more of that. No more. No more Fastlane, no more Elimination Chamber. Or just in general, no more pay-per-views between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. If anything, I think it's time for WWE to really evaluate how many pay-per-views they should have a year. Because honestly, some of their pay-per-views have been lackluster. And when you got folks paying money or, doing the streaming services, they really need to make more of an effort to make these pay-per-views count. If that means having maybe 5 or 6 a year, or maybe have one per season, one in the summer, one in the fall, winter, spring. The pay-per-views need to be special. If you want to keep the big 4 and maybe have 2 or maybe 3 more. But I think it's at the point where they should really evaluate how many pay-per-views to have a year. You know, or maybe it should be just the big 4. Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. Maybe it should be those 4. But or if at the most maybe 6 or 7. Maybe 6. But they need to make pay-per-views special again. They need to make those need to be their strongest shows. Period. So that's all I have. What did y'all think? What are y'all's thoughts? Did y'all enjoy the New Japan Cup overall? Did you agree with the outcome? Do you like the fact that Will Ospreay won? What y'all think about him hitting his girlfriend B with an Oz cutter? What did y'all think about WWE Fastlane? Did y'all like the card? Did y'all like the matches? What was your favorite? What did you dislike? Let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. And thanks again for watching. This is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed week, and I will catch y'all soon. Laters.